I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Hey,
Why do you panic?
The way you, Papa, Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it prickles.
Watch Johnny's bite.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light, my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Wednesday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. It's the 19th of March, 2025. As usual, let me say thank you to all our friends and families out there across the diaspora in Ghana and many other parts of Ghana and Africa who make time to watch us, who make time to connect with us, who make time to share our content and to like it. We don't take what you do with us in collaboration to help rebuild our nation and help to make our nation great and strong again. We don't take it for granted at all. Thank you very much. This morning, a very simple task for you. Please like and share and comment and also distribute this to the rest of the wonderful world. It's part of the Rebuilding Ghana agenda. And that is what has been the objective for us since we began this. And many, many years ago, when I used to do this, perhaps not in a very formalized way like I'm doing now, it's segmented, but that has always been the clarion call to make sure that Ghana works again, so that it will not be specialized service for specialized people, but it will be service for everybody. Let me say thank you to Sona Fashions in Tamale for my outfit. 0246 590 162. That's 0246 590 162. And today is a very special day for Captain Scaler, Carl Soldier Scaler. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Captain Scaler. Now, I know that President John Dramani Mahama has gave a directive to his appointees to declare their assets as is permitted by law, or if like as has been prescribed by law. I want to believe that the appointees have since filed or declared their assets. It's very important. But the asset declaration provision that we have is an in and out system. When I say in and out system, you declare your assets when you are giving a post, all right, or an appointment. You declare assets before you take the appointment, or when you take the appointment, you declare assets, whichever way. And then when you are leaving, you also declare your assets. Some people recently left power. Some were ministers, some were DCs, some were MCs, some were this, that. If you look at the law, there's a tall list. I want to ask if the government of the day has been interested in looking at them declaring their assets, what they brought in versus what they took out. It is all in the interest of Operation Recover or Loot. You are supposed to declare your assets when you come in and declare your assets when you are going out. We saw what some people got in 4 years and how they were able to even say, oh, take this property and take that property. So the asset declaration is a two-way road. Some declared when they were coming in, some didn't declare. This new president says, everybody go and declare, because I will declare mine too. So now the question is that those who have been in power, before you give them their ex gratia, demand that they declare their assets, so that we know we can do the lifestyle audit and check that you are paid this much and you are able to do this and you have this much, you have this. How did that? So we can begin to ask the questions. So that we can begin to ask the relevant questions. Number two, I heard the immediate past Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, MP for Damongo, in Parliament yesterday, obviously worried about Galamsey and talking about the fact that people are digging in forest reserves and that it is a big concern. The government has to do something about it. And I said, Cho, you have been out of power. It's not been 3 months since you left power. And it was under your watch, Abu Jinapo, that forest reserves were given to party apparatchik to go and mine in. The executive instrument, EI 144, who brought it? Who took it to parliament? Who did all of that? Who did that? Who argued it out? Who? Suddenly, sense is locating everybody. Suddenly, sense is locating everybody. Just under 3 months ago, we had this whole regulation which allowed people to go into the forest to mine. Lands and Natural Resources, Minerals Commission, do they not work under you? The people who authorized the giving, and I'm sure that you were a cabinet member at the time. Were you this worried when an executive instrument was being issued for forest reserve to be turned into mining zones? Were you this worried? This Kokwasa Mutromojo hypocrisy must stop. The government has not been in power for even 3 months. 7 January to 7 February is 1. 7 February to 7 March is 2. 7 March to 7 April will be 3. The government has not been even in power for 3 months. Suddenly your posture has changed. You listen to some of the debaters, the debate is happening in parliament, you listen to it and you say, so this man knew all this sense. And he kept quiet. He knew all this sense. He had all this sense in his head. And he kept quiet and he couldn't speak up. My God. So, Mr. Abu Jinapo, relax. You were the grand architect as far as we the citizens know, because you are the sector minister. And I'm not sure that an executive instrument that concerns your sector would be issued without your input or without your say-so or without your buy-in. No. And I'm saying that under your watch, whether you like it or not, forest reserves became mining zones under your watch. If there's anybody to blame, you should be the one to take the blame. If there's anybody to blame, you should be the one to take the blame. You should not come and join us to be complaining because you permitted people to poison us with cyanide and mercury and all those. You permitted people to poison us. So you should not be complaining. You should be the one standing there taking the blame for it. And if we lived in a proper country, people would be behind bars for that nonsense. But our country is not proper. Most of us don't think straight. So now people who caused the problem, come and now join us to be complaining as if they knew nothing about the genesis of the problem and how the problem was even strengthened. I've been talking about this matter for a very, very long time. Why government is not doing business with government. And I asked myself a simple question yesterday. I've spoken about SIC. James said, Jenny Watson, good morning. I've spoken about SIC. And I spoke about the fact that why does the state buy vehicles and take it to a private insurance entity to insure when we have a state insurance company that could have insured it so that they could have more cash, they could expand, they could improve the quality of service that they provide. I insure with SNIT, SIC. I insure with SIC, so I don't shy away from SIC at all. And I don't see why the state, I am not the state, I'm a member of Ghana. I'm a citizen. But I do business with SIC. I don't get it why the state itself doesn't do business with itself. But that's one leg. The other leg is, did you know that Geological, another state-owned enterprise, do you know that they produce water, drinking water? Did you know that? Oh, you didn't know? Geological, they don't only produce alcohol, they also produce water, drinking water. They produce drinking water. Ask yourself, what water does the presidency drink? The ministries, the departments, the agencies, what water do they go and buy to drink? Some of the agencies are close to Geological. They don't buy their water. But they expect you, Kweku Mensah, and Niai, and Niyama Oshimpa to go and buy their water. I said, until the government learns to do business with government, we will continue to be in this mess. I'm telling you. What brand of water does the presidency drink? What brand of water does parliament drink? What brand of water does the judiciary drink? And all these institutions I'm mentioning are funded with your taxes, and your taxes also take care of GEHOC. The Papa Kwesi Indum module. Buy from yourself, pay to yourself, and grow more businesses, employ more people. It's that simple. I don't know why we make it so difficult. If the state alone decides to buy from itself, there are many other Ghanaians who can buy from all these private people. So the state gets some, the private people get some. Where the state is doing business and the state has ready markets. Look, all these conferences, economic dialogue, education forum, this, that we're doing. What brand of water do we buy to go and serve at those places? This afternoon, people will have meetings, conferences, brainstorming, committee after committee that have been set up to be part of the reset agenda. What is the brand of water they will be drinking? I'm asking. And I'm making a strong case for GEHOC because GEHOC's position now is very, very bad. And I've made a very strong case for it in the past. Nobody bothered to listen to me. Today, we know what GEHOC is almost collapsed, if not already collapsed. And it is not alone. There are many others. Go to Ghana Publishing. Why can't we just all decide that we are going to print our state stuff from Ghana Publishing? Why can't we all decide that you give them 50% of the printing jobs? Let the state do business with the state, and let's see what will happen. We won't go to IMF begging after bragging that we are a proud nation. We will not go to IMF. We call the Joshua and Caleb economy, Sambalat and Tobias. That was what we called it, Sambalat and Tobias. We have suffered though. We have heard things, we have suffered. To the extent that you had a sitting member of parliament go to court, insulted the sitting judge, did the judge pass her in court, screaming, raving and ranting, shouting, brimstone and hellfire. When the person went to US, shoop, and you find a rich man drinking pure water in court, you know that a cabafie. The same matter which came to, and Anas is now questioning our courts. Same matter came to a Ghanaian court, was dismissed. Same matter has gone to a US court, and you know the verdict. I don't need to repeat it. It speaks volumes of the kind of system we run here. Eka abefie nyomwe bashia. Eka abefie. I am saying that even in the Ghana court, I think a cost was awarded against Anas. Somebody walks into an open court, insults a judge in open court. Nothing happens to the person. Go to the US court. Why was he not screaming in the US court and insulting the judge in the US court? Why was he not? You can on the master. You can do your shishi and hoo-hoo. When you reach where your masters are, you will relax. He will show you something small. Charlie, let's go to Geological Survey Authority. Yesterday, I read a letter for you. If it's a police document, I'll start from there and then I'll build up. Because there's part two. I told you there's part two. So this is the document, right? And this document is from the police. Now, give me the version that we can read. We'll read it quickly, the facts of the matter. The director, Ghana Geological Survey Authority, Accra, request for assistance. The Cantonment's Division Criminal Investigations Department is investigating a case of forgery of official documents involving a suspected fraudster. Brief facts. On the 8th of February 2025, a complaint was received from the Overseas Criminal Investigations Office of the United States of America, indicating that one Mr. Kakalchi, Innocent, the Deputy Director General of the Ghana Geological Survey Authority, has been involved in the forgery of documents related to geological surveys. The documents in question were submitted to the U.S. authorities for financial transactions and funding applications. To aid the investigations, the following persons have been listed for verification as staff of the Ghana Geological Survey Authority. Mr. Kakalchi is Deputy Director General. Mr. Joseph N. Annan, Technical Officer. Is he? I don't know. Mr. William Kwe Jakete, Regional Director. Is he? I don't know. Mr. Ebenezer Apaojesi, Research Officer. Is he? I don't know. Mr. Frank Owusu Ansa Boni, Finance Officer. Is he? I don't know. Mr. Haruna Anuma, is monitoring and evaluation officer. Is he? I don't know. Mr. Kweko Usu, GIS scientist. Is he? I don't know. Mr. Isaac Osei, IT officer. Is he? I don't know. Miss Mercy Yeboah, assistant GIS officer. Is she? I don't know. Miss Felicia Efua Ochri, communication officer. Is she? I don't know. Is there even a role like that? I don't know. Now, this is where Iyoko has to take interest in this one, because this is also fraud. Now, it will be appreciated if you could confirm whether the above listed people are staff of the Ghana Geological Survey Authority or otherwise. Kindly release the said Kakauchi, Innocent Techi, to report to the Division Crime Officer on Thursday, 13th of March, 2025 at 10 a.m. to assist investigations. Counting on unusual cooperation, please. Maxwell Sapon is Superintendent, Divisional Crime Officer, and this is a restricted list, but we brought it to you. Now, this innocent man, who is he? There's a picture of him. I'll show you. This innocent man is a die-in-a-wool MPP man. In fact, he contested in the in Chumuru, Krachi in Chumuru area, the constituency, in 2020 and lost. Now, these are the results from the Krachi in Chumuru area. Solomon Kuyon of the NDC got 13,488. That's 44.32%. Innocent Techi Katechi got 12,404. That's 40.76%. Dr. Inus Abdul Nasiru got 4,426. That's 14.54% and 54%. And then Nigmaka Israel of NDP got 170. That's 0.38%. So this is it. In 2020, he contested again at the primaries, but he lost. Put a picture up there. He lost. Now, this is the man we are talking about. The staff of when they sent me a copy of the petition, which I'm told has been forwarded to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, the Honorable Ama Kofi-Boah, I thought that it sounded too political until I dug further and saw this. Now, the question is, if somebody contested on partisan political lines in 2020, do they still hold on to their role as civil servants or public servants? I thought that public servants or civil servants, whichever it is, are paid neutrality allowance. So does he take the neutrality allowance? And no, put the picture up there. Does he take the neutrality allowance and then decides that he will still do politics? And I showed you so many of them in the past. People who hold on to state authority and still go and contest on partisan lines. I thought that the best practice was that you resign your post and you go and contest, so that if you lose, you know you have lost. But they hold on to this one and they go and contest. When they lose, they come back and come and hold on to this one too. Now, if you have such a person at the helm of affairs, it is clear as a light of day, as the workers say, that look, he's playing politics with our work. And I'll demonstrate further. Let's read the petition. This is the petition to the minister, and I'm sure that a copy may have been sent to the presidency. It's dated the 21st of February 2025. The Honorable Minister, Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, P.O. Box M212, Accra, Ghana. Dear Honorable Minister, urgent concerns regarding leadership issues at the Ghana Geological Survey Authority. We write to bring to your attention some pressing concerns regarding the leadership at the Ghana Geological Survey Authority. Political figures from the previous MPP administration, Mr. Isaac Nwimbele, Acting Director General, and Mr. Innocent Kakatechi, Deputy Director General, appointed by former Lands Minister, Honorable Abu Jinapo and Peter Mewu, respectively, still remain at the helm of affairs within the institution. Their actions are severely undermining both the morale of staff and the overall progress of the organization. These individuals have fostered a culture of fear and intimidation, where staff members who speak truth to power or raise legitimate concerns about the institution's direction are victimized. In some cases, these individuals go as far as arresting and threatening employees with the police, and that has become the normal thing. You remember Kofi Juma and the police and the GEOC staff, and so many other places. Kofi Abacha police. And I don't know why the Ghana police chippings itself to that extent. The police chippings itself to that extent to be used for those dirty jobs. Now, a hostile work environment that stifles transparency and accountability. Furthermore, Their leadership appears to be driven by parochial interests rather than the broader mandate of GGSA. Instead of working towards the advancement of the institution, they engage in acts that sabotage its progress, prioritizing personal gains over the collective good, as evidenced in the recently botched and shambolic migration of staff from civil to public service. This situation is, if left unchecked, could severely hinder the institution's ability to fulfill its vital role in national development. Given the critical role GGSA plays in the natural resource sector, we respectfully urge your office to investigate this matter and take the necessary steps to ensure that those two individuals, Mr. Isaac Nwingbele and Mr. Innocent Kakatechi, who are MPP apparatchiks, are replaced immediately. The GGSA deserves proactive leadership to align with the government's commitment to good governance, professionalism, and national interest. The staff are ready to demonstrate to show their displeasure towards these individuals should they continue to remain in their position. We trust in your commitment to fostering a fair and efficient working environment within this agency under your ministry and look forward to your swift intervention in this matter. Yours sincerely, concerned staff of the Ghana Geological Survey Authority. And you know why nobody put his name there? Because you'll be victimized. Now, what are the prerequisite qualifications for being at the helm of affairs at the statistical GGSA? Let's quickly check it out. There's a document regarding what you should have in order for you to climb to the top. I understand that one of the two at the top was a teacher who was brought in by John Peter Mewo. Another was brought in by Agyapong. They just came in there and they have been there. And now I've demonstrated to you that they even went to look for political power. Somebody went to look for political power on a party's line. And I'm saying that the best practice is that as soon as you show your political color, you have to leave the scene for somebody else to come. Because truthfully, they are not even career geoscientists. They are not. That's what the workers say. Now, what is the qualification and experience? A direct entry, if you are coming in from outside, you need to have a minimum of a master's degree in geosciences or any other related disciplines from an accredited tertiary institution. You must be a member of a relevant and recognized professional geoscience body. You must have a minimum of 15 years post-bachelor relevant work experience, 5 years of which must be in senior management position in a reputable institution. Must pass a selection interview conducted by the Public Services Commission in consultation with the governing board. Were these done? Were these boxes ticked? In the cases of the two at the top, I don't know. This is where Iyoko has to come in. This is where the minister has to investigate and look into. In service entry, if you're already in the service and you want to climb to the top, there has to be availability of vacancy on the grade of Director General. Then you must have a minimum of 5 years on the grade of Deputy Director General. So the rules are clear. There's another page, please. The rules are clear as to what you need to have in order to hold that role at the very top. Question is, the two at the top, do they have the master's degree? Do they have the relevant working experience? Have they been at management level before? Are they part of any professional geoscience body? If they of course, they were not part of their service when it began. So they are doing direct entry. But did they satisfy these 4 pointers, these 4 prerequisites? Did they satisfy them? If they did not satisfy them, why did ministers John Peter Mewu and Agyapong, who is a lawyer who understands the law very much, why did they break the law if indeed they do not have these qualifications? And I'm saying if they do not have these qualifications at the time when they were entering, why were they put there? Now look at it. Office of the Director General and Deputy Director General. Director General, job title. He reports to the governing board, supervises the Deputy Director General and internal audit. What is the job purpose? The job purpose is to provide strategic leadership, technical and administrative direction for the achievement of the mandate of the authority. Duties and responsibilities. 1, initiate action for the formulation of policies of the authority. 2, exercise oversight responsibility for the effective and efficient management of financial, material, and human resources of the authority. 3, ensure the implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of policies, programs, and activities of the authority. Represent the authority at local and international levels on matters concerning the authority's programs and activities. Ensure the development and implementation of the strategic plan of the authority. Ensure the availability of appropriate internal structures, controls, management, and decision-making processes for the authority. This is the burden that is put on whoever gets that job. That is why it's important that you need to have a certain caliber of experience or a certain caliber of people who will be at the helm of affairs. Now, if the people who are there, and let's look at the qualification. We have looked at the qualification, but let's look at the qualification again, so we can quickly get a very good point of it. The qualification that you must have in order for you to be at the helm of affairs at the GGSA. This is it. Master's degree in geosciences or any other related discipline. You must be a member of a recognized geoscience, body. A minimum of 15 years, 5 years, which must be in senior management position. You must pass a selection interview. Now, I want to ask a simple question. The migration of staff of the GGSA from civil service to public service, right, were fraught with some difficulties, the workers say. They say a staff who is not originally part of them, who's on secondment from Public Records and Archives Department, PRAD, that's what it's called. It's a record officer, right, was brought in. Suddenly when the migration was being done, this person has become head of HR. And head of HR, Amalosi will tell you, you need certain qualifications to be there. You must have the gravitas and the pedigree to be there. Because you're going to manage people. You're going to manage talent and resources. You're going to manage people. Is that true what happened? That when the migration was being done, a certain person from Pratt who is on secondment suddenly became the head of HR when there were other people within the HR department who could have filled that slot, I'm asking. Number two, what were the processes that were the major what do you call it? The pointers that were looked at, the standpoints that were looked at, were they all satisfied? Because if I am earning 3,000 cedis now as a member of the civil service, and you are migrating me to public service, and then my salary reduces, you have actually shortchanged me, because the impression you gave me was that when you migrate me, my salary will go up. And I told you, when I looked at the pay slip, I saw CLOSAG there. CLOSAG is still claiming to be on strike. Their people are crying. They take dues, they take funds. They are not concerned about it. They are interested in fighting the press. Yesterday, an engineer friend of mine was chatting me. Kwame, good morning. He was chatting me. He said, CLOSAG, they are not serious. Oh. We are all at work. Nobody is on strike. We are busily working to build Ghana. So I don't know who really is on the strike, but I digress. Now, when they migrated them, did they have those interviews? Because you are supposed to go through a selection interview. It's part of, if I read it's part of it, you must pass a selection interview conducted by the Public Services Commission in consultation with the governing board. Did they pass those holding those positions? Did they pass the interview? Did they even attend the interview? Juniors are now being promoted over seniors. That's the same thing we were complaining about not so long ago. That juniors are promoted over seniors. We were complaining about it not so long ago. Juniors are giving higher ranks, even in the security service. We saw it at immigration. We saw it at many different security. I told you about it. Juniors are promoted over and above seniors. So that regimental respect that officers used to have for each other. I showed you a video of a police corporal telling a chief superintendent to get out because he was not the one who recruited him. In my father's day, a corporal would tell a chief superintendent that he should get off. They play. It will not happen. But today it does. It happens. And the corporal was not even concerned. He was not even worried, even though he was being videotaped. He didn't care. Because somebody had told him that, go and do it. I have your back. I will defend you. And I'm asking that, what is happening at the GGSA, where juniors are being promoted over? Because the people who said, we're migrating you, have suddenly now gone to take positions. So were they doing it for themselves, or were they doing it for the totality of the workers? And they were from this culture of, you speak up, and then the next thing, police comes for you. You speak up, and then the next thing, you are being intimidated by police. You speak up, and then you're transferred. You speak up, and then they write to a bank to say, freeze your account. Say there's a bank in Ashanti region, Kejetia. Tomorrow, if by tomorrow you have not reversed that shambolic order, I will mention your name. Tomorrow, I'll give you the ADB account and tell you what is happening at the GGSA regarding that ADB account. 106 something. Jonathan Simon, good morning to you. Oh, I will be on this matter until the change that must happen. Because, the workers told me something that broke my heart. They said sometimes people come to them, they bring work that they are supposed to do, they assess the work, and then they say, oh, GGSA can get so much from it, even though they still think it is woefully inadequate. GGSA can get some money from it. The next point before they know, the work has gone into private hands within the institution, and they will be doing it. So GGSA doesn't get anything. But when the month ends, they go and take their salaries. There must be a change even in the price list, the service charges that GGSA takes. Mining companies are paying $200, $300, small monies. That's chicken change to them, giving the quality of work that is done. And if you want to really fight Galamsey, you cannot ignore GGSA. If you really, really want to fight Galamsey, the Geological Survey Authority, you cannot ignore them. So, Mr. Minister, this one is a very, very critical and urgent matter. Because if the people are disgruntled, now we're going. I'll play a final video for you. There's Kennedy Agyapong's video. Yesterday, former MP for Dom Kwabeja, former Minister for Procurement, former Minister for Gender. Oh, you've forgotten that she had a procurement job. Ah, yeah, she did. The first instance. You remember Procurement Day, but Public Procurement Authority today. You remember that? Ah, you don't remember? Oh, yeah, please. Don't forget things quickly. Remember. She spoke yesterday on Asempa, and she said that she got no money. The money that Kennedy Agyapong said, no, he got no money. Chairman was drinking pure water in court. Say $80 million have to be paid to Anas Aremeya Anas. But I want to play that video again back for you because Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, yes, Kennedy Agyapong, he swore on his mother's grave that he was giving 124,000 to deposit into Adwoa Safo's Fidelity Bank account. Now the lady says, I didn't get any money. The question is, where did the money go? Is it a saga of betting tax again or something? You play the video. Play.
Chief of Staff called me. I went there. Said, now this is what she's saying. I swear my mother's grave. Chief of Staff gave me 120,000 deposited in Adwoa Safo's Fidelity Bank account. Please, Amwakuba, what do you know?
So a lot has been done.
Yes, I'm telling you. I put the money there in the Fidelity account. Ask her PA if what I'm saying is not the truth. But now we are in opposition. The way Adwoa is treating the party is clearly showing that we are in opposition. And this shouldn't be tolerated at all.
So who got the money? Because the man swore on his mother's grave. And you know how he couldn't do this in the US. He swore on his mother's grave that he gave the money. Chief of Staff gave me the money. I gave whose money it was, I don't know. But the money was given. Swore on my mother's grave. So Adwoa Safo says, I didn't get the money. So who is speaking the truth? Should we go to Nogokpo? I don't know. But I want to invite you this Saturday to join us at the 3FM Gobe Festival. It's going to be Gobelitic, and we're going to Gobelize, and we're going to have a Gobelicious Saturday, this Saturday, the 22nd of March, 2025. You need to join us so that we can have a Gobelicious time. And if you're a vendor and you are interested, or if you're a sponsor, which you should be interested, please call 053-11-00927. That's 053-11-00927 and 053-22-00927. That's 053-22-00927. It's free. It's at the Legon City Mall car park. It's free this Saturday. We start at 6 a.m. sharp till Mama calls. They're going to be at artists. No, the gate is open. It's free. You just walk in and participate. It's absolutely free. Come and enjoy so that we will be part of active society. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.